Hello and welcome to National Focus. I'm your presenter Mervin. Thank you for joining us. Topping the headlines, Monday's hike with the clergy described as a major success. Fourth annual Health and Wellness Expo was held at the UE grounds on Sunday, and Ambassador Charles Maynard passes on. All these stories and more when National Focus returns.
Hello, I am Bishop Gabriel Malzer, Bishop of Roseau, and I am Dominica. Are you?
Welcome back. Time now for the details of the news. The Ministry of Education has recognized the work of the International Fund for Animal Welfare, IFAW, towards Dominica's turtle and marine life conservation efforts. IFAW over the years has worked on a number of conservation projects on the island, the most recent being an on-board and in-school education program dubbed the Floating Classroom. Through the Floating Classroom program, primary school students have been taught about marine conservation and have been exposed to topics such as the ocean food webs, whales, dolphins, coral reefs, and marine debris. On Tuesday, Education Minister Honorable Peter Seja thanked IFAW for its work done on the island, especially with the island's youth.
We believe that we have to catch them while they are young, and the Floating Classroom is a tremendous initiative that focuses on conservation while the children are still in that age where we can form them. And I believe that the message that you are sending across to the Dominican populace through our children is exceptional in every realm. And I really want to commend you for that, and commend your officers who have been working with us in our schools around the island at ensuring that we do not go out there and as in the case of our turtles, destroy what in effect can bring tremendous revenue for our country.
The Education Minister presented a plaque of appreciation to IFAW's visiting representative, Patrick Ramage.
I am really delighted for the tremendous effort that you are making at ensuring that our people understand the whole concept of protection and conservation of our resources. And this morning, I am really delighted to be associated with that, and in a very small way to show the appreciation of the Ministry of Education and Human Resource Development, and of course the government of Dominica for the work that is being done by IFAW. Patrick, I want to present to you this plaque, small token, but I want you to put it somewhere in your office so that everybody who steps in will see what Dominica truly stands for. Being the nature isle, we are left without a choice but to conserve what God has given to us. And it is my distinct pleasure, and I want to give this.
Thank you very much. The commitment that it symbolizes is very meaningful to us, and I think that is has been reflected and consistently in your personal commitment, your own presence in La Plaine, the support of your ministry, your officers, your education officers for the work of the Floating Classroom, and this collaborative enterprise, which, as you have said, involves leadership from your government, the committed partnership of Dom Setco, of Errol Harris, and the teachers in classrooms around Dominica who have given such time, attention, and commitment to assisting in the development of a curriculum that is relevant here locally, that is educating young citizens and the leaders of the future to the beauty of the nature island and to the importance, as you say, of protecting that which we have been given.
The IFAW representative says Dominica's commitment to conservation of its natural environment is recognized worldwide.
The ripple effect of your government's commitment to protection of the natural environment, both terrestrial and marine, really is felt internationally, as far as the North Atlantic, where our international headquarters is based, and through our involvement through our 15 country offices with governments around the world, Dominica shines as a model of leadership, of striking its own path, setting its own course in a variety of international fora, putting at the forefront the conservation of the natural heritage that this beautiful island has been blessed with. And I can say both as a conservation advocate and a sometime political animal in my own right, that inspiring commitment is something that really serves to energize and refocus us each in our daily lives, and whether that's in classrooms far away, in the halls of government, out in research capacities, the difference that your government, that your personal leadership, and that the example of this beautiful island are making really does have a global impact, and we're humbled by that leadership.
I4 for several years has worked with Dominica in training whale watching guides. Additionally, over the years, the island's whale watching industry has benefited from field research conducted by the International Fund for Animal Welfare. Dominica's former ambassador to the OECS and the CARICOM, Charles Maynard, passed away in the early hours of Tuesday morning at the Princess Margaret Hospital. The late ambassador died at the age of 78 after ailing for some time. Charles Maynard held a variety of ministerial portfolios during the 15-year rule of the Dominica Freedom Party DFP. GIS News will bring you more details in a subsequent newscast. 7 youth parliamentarians from various schools on the island were on Friday awarded prizes for their performances at the Youth Parliament debate held on March 13. The competition, which was organized by the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, served to train and reward the best parliamentary debaters. Donnelly Daly of the Northeast Comprehensive School took home the Best Government Speaker and Best Overall Performer awards, while Michael Reeve for the Dominica State College won Best Opposition Speaker. There was a category for Best Role Player, which was presented to Peaches Green of the Dominica Grammar School. These top performers were also awarded prizes for their schools. On the government team, Matthew August of the Northeast Comprehensive and Shanika Moyes of the Convent High School won second and third places respectively, while on the opposition team, St. Mary's Academy students Kieran Francis took second and Sheldon Green took third place prizes. Parish priest Father Herman Sharpless has described Monday's hike with the clergy as a success. Segment 13 of the Waitikoboli National Trail took Monday's hikers from Pennville to Capuchin. It was organized by the Catholic Church as part of efforts to raise funds to host a major conference of diocesan priests of the province of Castries, which will be held in Dominica in January next year.
The hike was indeed a success. We were very, very fearful this morning because it rained all day, but I must say this trail is a phenomenal, fantastic trail. It's easy. Anybody can walk the trail. Just a slight landslide we had, and that was just about it. But generally, it was a very good walk, a very good trail. I want to express our gratitude to all those who came, the Prime Minister and also the Minister of Tourism. I think their presence was very much appreciated, and that also the Bishop. We must say also that the people have responded quite well. The rain may have kept some people back, but I'm hoping that people can appreciate it, and we're looking forward to having such an event again next year. I am sure next year's event will be even more successful because this year the joy, the happiness, people enjoyed. I mean, the young people running along the trail, and it was such great fun, excitement as people walk together. So generally we can say it was a successful walk, and we're looking forward now to the event in Bell Hall as we enjoy friendship, enjoy fellowship, enjoy togetherness together. So generally I must say it was a great walk, and people enjoyed it. It was wonderful.
Father Sharpless has encouraged all nationals to hike the trail.
There is so much great things that one can experience. I must highlight the Grand Fond village. I always heard of Grand Fond. I never knew the place, and at least I can say I went to Grenfell, yeah. And you can still see an old bakery right along the trail. And I'm sure that bakery must have baked the bread for hundreds of people in Grenfell. Dominicans have to embrace the trail. It's ours. We cannot allow visitors just to come and tell us how beautiful it is. And I think a walk like that just enables Dominicans to embrace the trail. We also looking forward to the following years, and I'm hoping over a period of time we can do as many trails as possible. So I want to take the opportunity to encourage Dominicans to take advantage of the trail. It's ours, as the ad says. This is I'm Dominica. Are you? It's our Dominica. It's our beautiful country. Let us embrace it. Also, I want to take up the opportunity to encourage people to walk the trail and walk more so that we can have more healthy people and all these diseases can be something of the past.
Minister for Tourism and Parliamentary Representative for the Portsmouth constituency, Honorable Ian Douglas, also walked the trail on Monday. He noted with interest the beauty of the trail and the impact it could have on the health of the population.
I think the hike this morning was very good. It wasn't a very difficult hike per se, not the easiest, but it wasn't very difficult. The weather was great. Thank God for that. And I think there needs to be more activities such as this in Dominica, because we have so much to be grateful for, so much to be thankful to God for. You know, the hike is it was just beautiful, and I'm happy that a lot of people came out in support of a worthy cause. I think that more organizations in Dominica, we need to do that, because there are 13 segments on the Waitakobuli National Trail, and even apart from the trail itself, there are a number of other hikes in Dominica that tells of the history of our heritage, of our culture, of our people. I mean, as I walked through the trail, you know, as we passed through the old-time villages of Delaford and these places, it occurred to me that these are things that our ancestors used to do. People used to live Capuchin and go to celebrate the feast of the patron saints in places like Penville. They would live on a Friday and go up with all their bags of flour and their kerosene and other groceries and stuff on their heads, and had to carry it through those tracks. I mean, I've heard stories of persons living in Laplane and Dalis and having to walk through, I believe it was Shimeleta and all these places, to come down to Roseau to do their groceries, to do their shopping, and having to walk back home. So we ourselves need to know that. We ourselves need to know of the history of Dominica so that we can be ambassadors for our country. All of us can be ambassadors. All of us can be tourism ambassadors for Dominica, just like we are called to be ambassadors for Christ, to preach His word. And that's why the Catholic Church is doing this work. We are also called to be ambassadors for Dominica, but to be ambassadors for Dominica, you need to know the country, you need to know the natural and geographical attributes of Dominica, and so that's why I believe this hike is so useful.
A parliamentary representative for the Vacas constituency, Dominica's Prime Minister, Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, who has been a strong advocate for healthy living, also hiked segment 13.
I mean, we had from senior citizens to very young boys and girls walking, and it was great excitement. Our hope is that that can encourage many people to continue exercising. Very scenic walks, very healthy walks. Because with this serious attack on us by the CNCDs, it's even more important these days that we exercise on a more regular basis. So I was very happy to be part of this hike, and was able to complete it within time. So I suspect I need to exercise a little more and prepare myself a little more in the future. But I made it nonetheless, and I think most people would have made it within the suggested time of walking. So I really want to commend again the Catholic Church for doing that, because it's going to take different organizations, different individuals to draw our own national attention to the trail. We can't have people from overseas come in and take advantage of the trail, and we ourselves do not know about the trail. The government, with the support of the European Union, spent millions of dollars on this trail, and I believe we need to recognize the importance of it from an exercise standpoint, but also critically from an economic standpoint. There are a lot of benefits to be had from the trail, with visitors coming from Dominica and from across Dominica wanting to do the hikes, and so we really need to encourage that. And I believe with the highlighting of this on the media, then it will certainly raise the consciousness of the rest of Dominica for the need for us to do as many segments as possible.
In other news, the 4th Annual Health and Wellness Expo was held on the grounds of the University of the West Indies last weekend. The event included a series of lectures, sale of health foods, health consultations, and on-site massages. During the events, GIS News spoke with coordinator of the event, Terry Henry.
We have a wonderful ITAL Foods bar, which is thriving and selling foods, vegan menus for people for their health. We have children's activities running throughout the day and a full program of lectures, which is very full up right now. Everybody is taking in all this information that is vital for their health and well-being. So the purpose of this event today is really a number of reasons. We want to promote natural health and wellness in Dominica. We have a lot of natural health and wellness products and services. We want to showcase that, show the public, both local and overseas, what we have here. This event is part of Dominica Tourism Awareness Month. So it's really showcasing what we have to offer in terms of health and wellness, which is a key product, I would say, for Dominica as the nature island, to be offering really natural healing techniques for preventative health and, for people to cure any illnesses in a very natural way.
Henry explained that the event was much more than the hosting of a health expo.
This is a way of living that we want people to embrace, living a natural lifestyle, eating their natural foods, drinking natural drinks, doing natural exercises, because a number of the non-communicable diseases are a real problem in Dominica at this time, and many of them can be prevented or eradicated by using these natural remedies and therapies. So, that is what we're really trying to showcase, is a complete wellness lifestyle.
Alexander Larville of Fitness Plus participated in the one-day expo. He took time to explain to GIS News his role in that event.
My job here today is to promote health and wellness. With so many diseases affecting our nation today, I think it's a wise idea making myself available, trying to help to fight all the diseases that's affecting our people. Diabetes, hypertension, cancer, and so. Exercise is the key to good health. And the more you exercise, the more conscious that you are with your health. You eat a little more healthy, eat a little more local foods, because we have a lot going for us. Drink a lot of local water, There's a lot going for us. So my job here today is really to help to promote health and wellness.
A tutor of transcendental meditation and stress therapist, Dr. Luce John, also showcased her services at the expo.
On my table, I'm displaying Ayurveda as an alternative approach to dealing with chronic illnesses. Now, when an illness becomes chronic, or when we say an illness is chronic, it's because it becomes difficult to treat. That does not mean that it cannot be treated. What Ayurveda does in that case is balance the underlying cause, balance the system in the body that started the ailment. And normally what happens is that if the system that started the illness is balanced, the symptoms start lifting off. So I would like to tell Dominicans that there is hope. If you have a chronic illness, this doesn't mean that it is a death sentence. There is something you can do. Eliminate the underlying cause, eliminate the stress, meditate, relax, do some yoga, and you will get relief.
Several women in the Layu community were presented with coolers and ice sheets last week as part of efforts to reclaim and sustain the Titiri market. The presentation formed part of plans by the current administration to assist residents of the community to get back on their feet following the Layu River disaster last year, which had a devastating impact on their livelihoods. President of the Layu Improvement Committee, Lazar Charles, says the latest gesture by government will bring relief to the women.
The cooler will provide a sanity and convenient mode for transportation of the sale of titiwi. With these coolers, we know that titiwi has a very fragile product and its life is very short. With this cooler now you can present your TTE to a higher level for public convenience, public consumption, sorry. And it is better, it is safer for the use of the public. The refreezable ice sheet is appropriate for keeping cooling power and refreshness of fish without the mess caused by melted ice. You know, sometimes when you have your fish and you put ice in it, sometimes it can cause a mess. But with these refreezable sheets, it's going to cause less mess in your stuff.
A parliamentary representative for the St. Joseph constituency, Honorable Kelva Darrow, spoke of the contribution by government towards the relief efforts for the Layo people.
The government of Dominica has stepped in several ways. We provided assistance to the farmers who were affected by giving them a stipend of $500 for those who had to traverse through another route. We've provided assistance to the fishermen of Layo. Over 25 fishermen of Layo received assistance, 60% of what they lost. The government of Dominica stepped in and provided that to the fishermen of Layo. We provided, in quick time, we provided relief to the residents of the Clergy area, those who were severely affected by the loss of their properties and so forth. We provided assistance to these people. The government spent in excess of $250,000 to replace the center portion of the York Valley Bridge. This was in an effort to allow the farmers who had their farms in that area to regain access to their farms. And we continue to work tirelessly because we are in the process now of finalizing negotiations with the Caribbean Development Bank for a loan in excess of $27 million to ensure that we can rehabilitate and restore the Layo Valley area to its original state.
And that's the English segment of the news. We now join McPherson St. Luce for the Creole highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non moins, c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, Discover Dominica Authority en collaboration et puis Association Hotel, qu'a observé semaine là Rodley 8, qu'on semaine courtesy. Activité là qu'a formé par moi touriste. Objectif activité là c'est pour promouvoir respect, discipline et puis bagaille positive pour industrie touriste pays là. Plaisir bagaille qu'a formé par activité là, compte discussion radio, bon service pour customer, bagaille qui bien nécessaire pour industrie touriste en pays là. Discover Dominica Authority qui continue éduquer monde qui tourisme c'est ça fait tout le monde. Yo commandé monde pour embrasser programme qui est sorti à ces médias qu'on nous tous supposé jouer par nous pour développer l'industrie là. À notre nouvel département pêcheur qui a mis en place pour formuler une policy qui gouverne pêcheur et puis aquaculture en Dominique. En effet, le département pêcheur qui a conduit un projet 7 mois qui a tapé assistance European Union. Plaisir consultation et puis pêcheur tout mon pays là pour taper information audio qui prend place à présent. Quand même si l'officier pêcheur Norman Norris, secteur pêcheur pani en policy, comme ça est bien nécessaire formuler une équipe technique qui a assisté et puis projet salam. Département pêcheur qui a une responsabilité pour projet salam. En même temps aussi, projet salam qui a expecté pour fermer par Arou l'année salam. Et puis, ministre touriste qui a observé moi ça là contre Tourism Awareness Month. Plaisir activité qui a en parmi un trade show à 26 qui prend place en village à Mero. Il a expecté que trade show ça là qui mettait attention à ces produits touristes en pays là. Il a aussi expecté pour chaîne à tous les années. Promotion pour show ça là qui prend place tout le long mois ça là. Moun qui participe en show ça là qui t'a promotion pour produits ailleurs et puis à dan qui aussi vos cadeaux. Département touriste commande public là pour support ailleurs, soit par l'argent ou bien d'autres manières. Il a expecté que contribution concerne qui aller bien loin pour avancer pour le tourisme en Dominique. Et puis finalement, messieurs, mesdames, si nous venons en créole, le gouvernement Dominique a fait parole comme quoi il est bien en la peine pour étendre la mort ambassadeur au ECS et puis CARICOM, His Excellency Charles Maynard. Ambassadeur Maynard mort en l'hôpital Princess Margaret en Rose Jardin. quand même si l'on parle notre Premier ministre Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, gouvernement Dominique bien à la peine pour t'étendre la mort ambassadeur Ménard. Ambassadeur Ménard travaille en plusieurs aspects. Il travaille comme membre parlement, secrétaire permanent, et puis tout de suite là, il travaille comme ambassadeur Dominique pour OECS et puis CARICOM. Nous ici en service information gouvernement GIS, car aussi fait parole la peine pour étendre la mort ambassadeur Ménard. Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelles en créole pour à présent. Non, moi c'est McPherson St. Luce. Au revoir.
When we come back, we'll bring you a few upcoming events and the government notices. Do stay with us. Time now for a few government notices. Private candidates who are registered to write the 2012 CXC or CSEC and GC examinations are asked to collect their timetables at the Cornwall Street office of the Ministry of Education before Monday, May 14, 2012. Some form of pictorial ID is required. Residents of Tetmon and environs are invited to the 13th inaugural meeting of the Tetmon Village Council and the commissioning of the Tetmon Resource Center on Wednesday, May 9, 2012 at 4 p.m. at the Tetmon Resource Center. Please make every effort to attend and to be on time. The Parkes Respite Center at Chance Portsmouth is scheduled for implementation under the Caribbean Development Bank and the Government of Dominica Basic Needs Trust Fund project. Interested and competent contractors are asked to pre-qualify in order to be invited to tender for undertaking the said works. The prescribed pre-qualification form is available at the office of the project consultant, Sorrel Consulting Limited, located on 6 Fort Lane, Roseau. The completed form must return to the consultant no later than 4 p.m. on Friday, May 11, 2012. Note that only pre-qualified contractors will be invited to tender for the said works. Cocoa farmers from Casabruce through Marigot are asked to note that Dexia will be buying wet cocoa beans on Thursday, May 10, 2012. The buying areas will be at the Casabruce Pavilion from 9:30 a.m. to 12 noon, along the Carib Territory and at Kingston routes from 12:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m., Marigot, Concord and environs at Dexia's Melville Hall Collection Center from 3 p.m. Up next, your tip of the day. Balance your food choices over time. Not every food has to be perfect. When eating a food high in fat, salt or sugar, select other foods that are low in these ingredients. If you miss out on any food group one day, make up for it the next. Your food choices over several days should fit together into a healthy pattern. And that's National Focus. As usual, we invite your suggestions or comments. Feel free to drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.tm, or you could visit our website at news.gov.tm. On behalf of the entire news production team, I'm Mervin Matthew. Thank you for watching.